Good morning everyone, welcome to Friday Sews. My name's Adam and this is this week's Friday Sews. Here's the credits. So I just wanted to say a big welcome back to everyone that's joining me again, and a big hello to anyone that is a new subscriber. Friday Sews was created by Jen from Today in Jen's Sewing Room. I will link her below, and a big thank you to Jen for bringing us all together as a community. This week is going to be quite a quick Friday Sews. It's Friday morning when I'm filming this. I've got so many things I need to do today. One being that I need to have a massive clear up of this room because it is an absolute pigsty. I've been working really hard recently, so I've just literally been coming in here, doing something, throwing it to one side and then escaping again and then coming back in and doing something when I've got a second. So this week was the official launch of He Made June 2022. If you would like to see about that challenge, there is a video on Lisa's page on One Lisa Show. And there is also a video earlier on in my page that's got it in the title, but I will link that as well, either in the cards or down below. That is already getting some people talking about it. I've found it really interesting watching people's videos that they've made that have got some ideas of what they want to do for He Made June. The challenge seems to be like it's hitting quite a lot of people in a way that they kind of agree with what the whole concept of it was, is that there is such a lack of men's patterns, but I'm not going to go into that loads. If you want to have a look at any of the other videos that I linked to it, then feel free to do so. What have I been working on this week? I have done a few more parts to my foundation paper piece of my Tula Nova quilt. So I've got the centerpiece done. I've got the hexagons around the outside. Makes me think of Eminem's song that goes round the outside, round the outside. And I've got 4 of the star shapes for the next section that go around the outside. But I've got another 6 of those to do. And I'm actually waiting on some fabric because I wanted to do 5 of one colour, 5 of another, and I've only got 4 of that particular colour of fabric. 4 different colours of that fabric. So I need a 5th one. But besides that, I did make a quilted cushion, which is using some of the mini blocks. This has got a diagonal quilting to it. And I used a really, really nice Free Spirit tulips fabric for the back. And then I've just popped a zip in the centre of that so you can open it and get a cushion in. So that is on my website now, as I don't need any more cushion covers. And I think it'd be really, really nice for someone to put on their sofa. Because it is all of the front of it is all Tula Pink fabrics from all the different, well, not all of the different collections, but most of them. Another thing that I did this week was my tutorial for my sewing scissor pouch pattern that I have released this week, which is a PDF download. I will link that in the description box below if you're interested in that. It is basically the pattern that I created for the scissor pouch. It has 4 pockets, and it is made using a fusible fleece so that it has got a nice bit of stability, so it keeps all of your scissors, tweezers, hemostats, snips, all sorts of whatever you want to put in it. Keeps them all together and it keeps them nice and safe, and it's padded as well. So if you would like to make one of those, please consider purchasing the pattern from my website, which I will link below. There is also a tutorial which I released on Wednesday of how to construct it. Besides that, the only other thing that I got done this week was I went on to Free Spirit's pattern page on their website because I wanted to, sorry, bear with me 2 seconds. I've got this one coming, trying to get in. I wanted to download, I've been looking for an Emperor's Wheel pattern for a quilt, and I just can't seem to find one anywhere. Anywhere that does sell them is out of stock. And the only people that have got them in stock is in the States. And even then it's a little bit sketchy as to whether they are in stock or not. And then most of the companies that I want one from won't ship to the UK. And it's just, all I wanted it for was basically to get the foundation paper pattern for the actual curve section with the triangles. So I went onto Free Spirit's website and they do the Tulip Pink Serpentine Quilt pattern, which is a free download. I will link that below as well. And I thought, well, I can just use the curve from the Serpentine Quilt to create my own version of an Emperor's Wheel if I wanted to. So I downloaded it, I printed out the foundation paper piece pattern, part of the pattern 10 times, because I thought, well, I'm going to end up making loads of them. Bear with me 2 seconds. Apologies, my TV decided to switch itself on, as it does. So I just downloaded the curve. Well, I downloaded the quilt pattern and then I printed out the curve piece, which is this sort of shape here. And I'm really, really happy with the way that it went together. And I mean, this is me that we're talking about here. I don't do anything by halves or anything that's easy, because this is the first time that I've used a curved quilt pattern and had to sew a curve in the block. And of course, I don't just think, oh, I'll just do a drunkard's path, because that is like 3 separate pieces, but it's all the same sort of curve. It's one block. You haven't got to create a cylinder, a circular curve or anything. It's just a quarter circle. But no, of course, that was too easy and too simple, and obviously the easiest option. I wanted to create a full circle with the triangular shape patterns so that I could actually get one of the Alice faces from the Curiouser range into the centre, like the ones that are on, like the Queen of Hearts type ones. So I eventually figured it out and managed to get the Alice face into the centre. It's not perfect, I'm not going to lie, but once it's actually in a quilt and it's quilted, I think it will look pretty good. And I'm happy with it. There's a few wrinkly bits, but it's handmade at the end of the day. It's not going to go into a competition. I'm not going to win a contest with it. But I'm really, really happy with it. I'm now going to start on some other ones, which I think I'm just going to do some sort of semicircles and some quarter circles as well, using the different Tula fabrics in that range, because I have got quite a few more bolts of that range. And I'm going to try and incorporate some of the Queen's faces and stuff like that as well, because I've got some of the bolts. So bear with 2 seconds and I'll show you. On the bolt, when the fabric actually comes on the bolt, it's printed sideways so that you get maximum. So on the bolt, it's printed sideways so that you get maximum amounts of faces per width of fabric. But because of that, you end up with the top of it with one cut off. So by using the cut off ones at the top in a pattern like this, if you curve around the face that way, you actually eliminate the fact that you lose a bit of the face, which means you actually can you get full use of those ones that have got that sort of inch off the top missing. So it just doesn't, it means you don't waste the faces that are across that top section, because I don't want to waste them. But if I can cut the ones off that are slightly half missing and use them in blocks like that, then I can keep the full faces for when I do blocks in the quilt, like the one that I done a little while back, which has got the actual Queen of Hearts faces. And it's similar to, oh, I think too much is pinned to it to actually expose that. Yeah, there is too much. But the thing that's behind all of those things that are pinned to it has got the solid full blocks in it as well. But anyway, I'm just whittering on now about blocks that probably no one's got any interest in. So that is it for Friday Sews this week, I think. Yeah, that is it for Friday Sews this week. If you would like to see any of my previous Friday Sews, I will link the playlist at the end. And I will also link the of one of the videos that I've released in the last week, if you've missed out on any of those and if you want to follow up with any of them. So I would like to say a big thank you to everyone for joining me today, and I will see you all very soon. Take care. Bye.